Good afternoon. My name is Lim Yu Cheng. I am from Malaysia, primary school SJK Puay 2. This is my invention, the durian fruit drop detection system. It is the world's first design to be used for durian detection purposes. The durian is also well known as the king of the fruits. It is thorny, green, and emits an intense smell. And the durian is extremely delicious and creamy. The most interesting fact of all is that it drops on its own when it's mature. The famous durian types in Malaysia is the Musang King, the D24, and the Black Thorn, and many more. This is the durian's price. The durian is an expensive fruit that its price could be more than 150 ringgit Malaysians per kilogram, especially for the Musang King. Even Macau's casino king Stanley Ho loves the durian so much that he imported the durian through his private jet. The dropped durian's quality will gradually degrade if it is exposed to the rain or to the sun for too long. Therefore, immediate collection is the key to ensure the freshness of the durian. The durian can also be processed into a few products. Among them is the durian cake, the durian ice cream, and the durian pizza. To collect this durian farmers evolved 3 different techniques. The first technique, which is the most basic, is to just wait for the durian to drop, while the second technique is to tie the string around the durian to prevent the durian from breaking upon falling on the ground. While the last technique is to use nets to prevent the durian from falling and breaking upon touching the ground, and to prevent wild boars from eating the durian. And durian farmers also put a lot of time and energy to search for durians in large durian orchards. This is a typical problem that many generations of durian farmers faced, especially my father, who is a very hard-working durian farmer. He would search the whole orchard many times per day, although there may be no durians for him. And my grandfather, who is an even more enthusiastic durian farmer, would stay in the orchard at night to wait for the durian to drop. This is very dangerous as it is very dark. And wild animals, especially wild boars and squirrels, will eat the durian before the durian farmer collects it. And thieves also steal the durian before the durian farmers even saw the durian drop. And durian farmers may also miss out some durians, and those may become unfresh or rot away. Therefore, to solve all these existing problems, I invented this durian fruit drop detection system. There are 2 major design blocks of this system. The first is the standalone design. This is the standalone block diagram. There is a vibration sensor and an alarm, which consists of a visual alert and a sound alert, plus an acknowledgement button. Let me tell you how this works. When every durian drops on the ground, it will generate vibration on the net or on the ground. Therefore, a vibration sensor is used to detect the vibration and then send a signal to activate a buzzer and an LED. The buzzer will generate eerie noises to scare away wild animals and thieves, while the LED inform the farmer that a durian had dropped near it. After the farmer collected the durian, the farmer must press the acknowledgement button to reset the alarm and wait for the next drop. This is the electronic components used in the standalone design. There is a vibration sensor, a flip-flop IC, an LED, transistors, resistors, a buzzer, a reset button, and a 3-volt battery socket. This standalone detection unit is installed on the trunk of the durian tree, while the vibration sensor is installed on the net. The second design block is the centralized design. This is its block diagram. It consists of a standalone design block, which is connected to a centralized durian detection system. With the centralized detection system, durian farmer can locate the dropped durian and acknowledge the alarm through a tablet, a computer, or a smartphone from anywhere, anytime, and through any devices. This is the distributed I/O solution used in the centralized durian detection system. There are slaves which are connected to the master through the Wi-Fi. This is the hardware components used in the centralized system. It is the Raspberry Pi board for the master and slave, a screen, a mouse, an interface module, a Wi-Fi modem, a Wi-Fi USB dongle, and an electronic gadget such as a tablet. The centralized system will show the location of the dropped durian, the total dropped durian for each durian tree, and the remote acknowledgement button, which is this white square button. This standalone detection unit's price is about 10 ringgit Malaysians. The total solution is estimated to be about 2,000 ringgit Malaysians for 5 acres durian orchard. This is the low-cost end-to-end solution. This centralized durian fruit drop detection system has been tested and proven working successfully in the durian orchard in Pahang, Malaysia. Let me show you a video about it. This invention has been awarded in the 2016 APICTA Gold Medal in Malaysian Young Inventors Exhibition, Gold Medal in Asian Young Inventors Exhibition, and Best Primary School Invention Award in Malaysian Young Inventors Exhibition. And lastly, the 2016 APICTA Malaysia winner in category Best of Primary Student Project. The program has been developed in Scratch and Python code. Therefore, it can be deployed in any platform which supports the Python and Scratch program. And the local detection unit is designed in a plug-and-play design that allows the detector device to be connected to different types of sensors, such as an infrared sensor, a touch sensor, besides the default vibration sensor. And it can be connected to a single sensor connection or multiple sensor connection through the parallel. Therefore, this invention can be used in different industries for any object detection system, such as a wheelchair path clearance. The detection unit is installed here, while for the simple home alarm, the detection unit is installed here and the sensors deployed there. For the complete solution, it can be used in any home alarm and monitoring system, a factory, earthquake, prisoner, educational, and hospital alarm and monitoring system too. This is the conclusion of this system. It improves the efficiency in durian collecting and reduce income losses, and it can be remotely monitored and controlled from anywhere, anytime, and through any devices. It is also designed in a plug-and-play hardware design that supports different industries. And lastly, it is an open platform software design, so the code can be deployed in any platform which supports the Python and Scratch program. This is the standalone. Let me demo the standalone detection unit. So this is the standalone detection unit. The standalone detection module is installed on the trunk of the durian tree, while the vibration sensor is installed on the net. So when the durian drops, the detection module will sense the vibration and activate a buzzer and an LED. So the farmer notices this and comes to collect the durian and press this acknowledgement button to reset the alarm. Next, we have the centralized setup. This is a centralized setup. There is a Wi-Fi modem, a screen, and 3 different plates. The first plate is the master station, which is a Raspberry Pi B version 3 and is connected to a black taunt detection module, while the slave one is a Raspberry Pi 0 with a detection module on the Musangking UN tree. And lastly is the third plate, which holds a slave 2. And the slave 2 is the Raspberry Pi B version 1 and is connected to a detection module on the D24 UN tree. Let me start the demo. When the slave 1's DRAM drops, the master station screen will be updated, which is the drop of DRAM, the counter increase, and the alarm. So, how does this information get to that? Let me explain it to you. First, this slave 1 will send all the information to the master station through the Python I/O extender connector. Then the UN farmer will notice this and acknowledge this alarm through this tablet. The acknowledgement command is sent from the master station to this slave 1 Python I/O extender connector. Then it will forward this command to the slave 1 scratch, and the slave 1 will execute the command and deactivate the alarm. Next, let me demo the slave 2's DRAM drop. So this D24 DRAM tree will drop the DRAM, and the counter, the drop of the screen here will also be updated. And the farmer will notice and press this acknowledgement button to reset the alarm. So it goes through the same process and execute the command and deactivate the alarm. Lastly, we have this Blackthorn DRAM tree's detection module. It is directly connected to the master station's GPIO pin. Therefore, all these information doesn't need to go through the Blackthorn, doesn't need to go through this Python I/O extender connector to be displayed here. Let me demo this. First, this Blackthorn DRAM tree drop the DRAM, and the screen will also be updated. So the DRAM farmer will notice and press this acknowledgement button to reset the alarm. Lastly, we have our proof that this system supports multiple sensors. As shown here, this detection module is connected to 3 different sensors, which is a touch sensor, an infrared sensor, and a vibration sensor. So let me show you that it is working first. This touch sensor, it will activate the alarm, so we can acknowledge this alarm also. Well, for the infrared sensor, and lastly, the vibration sensor. This proves that this system can be used in multiple industries as it supports different sensors. That's all for my presentation today, and thank you.